Welcome to the Green Chemistry Education webinar series by the Green Chemistry Commitment. My name is Amy Cannon. I'm the Executive Director of Beyond the Nine, a nonprofit organization dedicated to green chemistry education. This webinar series is designed to highlight relevant topics in green chemistry education for faculty and students. Our goal is to provide resources for faculty and students who are looking to adopt green chemistry in their courses and programs. So before I begin, I'm just going to really briefly give you some technical information about the webinar. We're broadcasting live and recording the session, so you can feel free to point anyone who missed the webinar to this link on the bottom. And it also was in the welcome box on your control panel that you saw, the same link. And all of the supporting documents and PowerPoint presentations will also be posted on this link as well. If you have a question, then please type a question into the question box at any time on the control panel, and our moderators will be able to view them and will answer them at the end of the webinar. Again, the webinar is being recorded and will be posted on the link. Very briefly, this webinar is being brought to you as part of the Green Chemistry Commitment Program, which is a consortium program aimed at transforming chemistry education, expanding the community of green chemistry practitioners, growing departmental resources for those looking to adopt green chemistry, improving connections to industry, and affecting systemic change in chemistry education. The program is a voluntary, flexible program for adopting green chemistry student learning objectives and for promoting the work that you are currently doing at your institution that can serve as models for other institutions to get involved with green chemistry. You can find more information on our link, greenchemistrycommitment.org, or you can email me directly as well at amy_cannon@beyondbenign.org. As part of the webinar series, we're giving away a green chemistry book at the conclusion of each webinar. So we will announce the randomly selected winner from our list of attendees at the end of the webinar, and we will send the textbook directly to you. So the winner will receive an email from us requesting your contact information immediately following the webinar. So with that, now I would like to introduce our panel. We're very excited. This panel will feature presentations by Jenny Mckellar, Irv Levy, and Dr. Ingrid Montes. So we're very excited. We have Jenny Mckellar from the American Chemical Society Green Chemistry Institute, and Jenny's going to start by providing an overview of the ACS-GCI's Green Chemistry Student Chapters program. You'll then hear from two different successful green chemistry student chapters, one at Gordon College and one at the University of Puerto Rico. So we're really excited for this panel, and I'm going to start by briefly introducing Jennifer Mckellar, and then I'll hand over the controls to her, and then you'll hear from the other panelists afterwards. So Jennifer Mckellar holds a master's degree in molecular and integrative physiology from the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor, and is in the process of completing a certificate in public health. She received her BS from the University of Denver in molecular biology and chemistry. Jennifer has over 8 years of professional experience in U.S. government agencies, including the NSF and the NIH. Jennifer has focused extensively on U.S. science policy and federal grant management. Jennifer currently serves as the program manager at the ACS Green Chemistry Institute in Washington, D.C. In her current role, Jennifer has focused on providing high-quality education resources and mainstreaming green chemistry education in the U.S. Okay, so I'm going to change this over to you, Jenny, and I'll hand it over to you.
All right. Thank you, Amy. I really appreciate that, and I'm glad to see so many of you online today. I'm Jenny from the Green Chemistry Institute, as Amy just said, and I'm just going to give you guys a quick overview of our work here at GCI, and then see if I can get my slides to change. There we go. So just a quick overview about the Green Chemistry Institute. We are a small group here within the American Chemical Society, as Amy mentioned, and we're really focused on catalyzing and enabling the implementation of green chemistry across the chemical enterprise. We do this by focusing in 3 areas, and we do this through advancing science, education, and accelerating industrial adoption. As far as our education initiatives go, we have we're going to be focusing today heavily on the Green Chemistry Student Chapters, so we'll talk about that in quite a bit in a moment. But I also wanted to let everyone know that we also do several travel awards for students to attend either the Green Chemistry and Engineering Conference or a national meeting. So if you're interested in travel awards, check out our website. I'll provide that information for you as well. We also have the NSF Scholarship, which I'll talk about in just one second, which the deadline's coming up soon. So that's available to attend our conference in July this year. We also provide workshops and trainings for students. I'll talk a little bit more about our workshops. And we have some publications and educational materials which we develop here within GCI and are available on our website. So as I mentioned, we have a conference coming up in July this year, and there'll be a full-day student workshop that's focused on helping students understand how they can apply green chemistry principles to their research. So that workshop will take place on July 13th, which is the day before the conference, and it's a great way to get a better understanding of green chemistry in practice and get to know your peers before you embark on a 3-day adventure at the Green Chemistry and Engineering Conference. The conference is, like I said, a 3-day event, and there's the full-day student workshop the day before. We also have several other student-focused activities throughout the 3 days, including a careers workshop and a student poster session where the winners can win up to $500. So it's a great opportunity. And we have an online hybrid session, which is a webinar that's taking place on Thursday this year. So even if you aren't able to attend the conference in person, you can still see one of the sessions live from the conference. So there's more information about that on our website as well. If you're interested in attending the conference, we have the NSF Student Scholarship, Travel Scholarship, which is $1,000 to cover your travel expenses and accommodations and your conference registration fee. So students who are currently enrolled in a U.S. university are welcome to apply, and those applications are due April 20th. So I put the link here if you guys are interested in applying for that. The applications are coming up soon, but there's still plenty of time to get your application done. So today we're really going to be talking about the Green Chemistry student chapters. And most of you online are probably already have a student chapter at your university, but if you don't, the first thing you need to do is establish a student chapter. So in order to do this, you need at least student members, student ACS members at your campus. And you need to fill out the charter application form and compose a set of bylaws, which there's plenty of information online about how to do that. So it's pretty quick and easy. And then just send your application in to ACS. And once your application is approved, you'll receive a charter for your student chapter. So if you need more information about starting a chapter, that's here at this ACS Student Chapters link at the bottom. So once you have your student chapter, there is a great opportunity to become a green chemistry student chapter. And in order to become a green chemistry student chapter, you need to do at least 3 green chemistry outreach or educational activities throughout the school year. So it's a great way to revitalize your student chapter if you already have one, or to include sustainability and green chemistry practices across your campus. It's a great way to engage different people who may not have already been interested in your student chapter and get them involved in talking about how green chemistry can make a difference and have a positive impact on environmental health and environment. So once you have established your green, picked your 3 activities, you have to report those in your student chapter report each year. So when you fill out your chapter report online, there's a really easy process to do it now. You'll just enter your student activities, and there's also some innovation activity grants which are available to help support green chemistry activities, so take a look at those. So some of the benefits of receiving a Green Chemistry Student Chapter Award include recognition at the Green Chemistry Student Chapter Award ceremony held in the spring national meeting at ACS. So it's a really fun event. All the student chapters get together, and there's a lot of excitement and energy there. And you'll also receive information about Green Chemistry Travel Awards and complimentary information on green chemistry educational materials. So it's a great way to get engaged and to get your other fellow students excited about green chemistry. We also have a bunch of how-to guides on our website, which I've put on the bottom of the slide here, for how-to guides for green chemistry activities. So we get a lot of students who are interested in becoming a green chemistry student chapter, but they're not sure what sort of activities they can do. So we've created very detailed step-by-step how-to guides for some green chemistry activities, including green chemistry demonstrations, field trips, scavenger hunts, green chemistry debates, green chemistry invited speakers, some tips on greening your lab, and how to conduct either a workshop or a conference focused on green chemistry. So these are all available on our website, and these are just some ideas, but as you'll hear from Irv and Ingrid, there are tons of things that your student chapter can do, and we really encourage you to be creative and just to keep in mind that we want you to include green chemistry principles. So some of the things that are ineligible for green chemistry student chapter activities are things like park or road cleanups, recycling drives, waste monitoring, using duplicate information from last year, or Earth Day celebrations and things like that. A lot of these are very environmentally focused, so which are all wonderful things to be doing, but we really want to focus the green chemistry activities on the green chemistry principles and actual chemistry activities. So if you have questions about that, feel free to ask me or anyone on our team. We're happy to help you figure out if it would qualify as a green chemistry activity or not. And with that, I'm going to stop and let Irv tell you about the exciting things that his student chapter does, so you guys can get some ideas about things you can do to revitalize your green chemistry student chapter.
That's wonderful. Thanks so much, Jenny. That's a great start. And as she was talking, hopefully you guys can see in the chat box that I've been sending you some of the links that were on her slides. And all these slides are also going to be posted as well. So while I'm introducing Irv Levy, I'm going to hand over the controls to Irv. And Irv Levy is a professor at Gordon College. He's very well recognized as a leader in green chemistry education and has been working in this field for well over 10 years now. He integrates green chemistry directly into his coursework at Gordon College and also helps to bring green chemistry programming into the ACS national and regional meetings through his work and service with the ACS. So he's the Chemical Education Program Chair, the Chem Ed Program Chair at the ACS, and he also serves on our board here at Beyond Benign and also on our board of the Green Chemistry Commitment Program. And Irv is going to be joined by a couple of his students as well. So Irv, I'll let you introduce them as well. So take it away.
Thanks very much, Amy. It's a real pleasure to be here and to be part of this. I can tell you it's really exciting to me and an honor to be part of what we're doing here right now, because I have been involved with the ACS since 1978. When first I got involved, it was because of the setting up a green chemistry chapter at my school. And so I think the student chapters that you have, those of you who are out there watching this, it's a really important part of your professional life and your professional growth. I would love to show you a couple of the other people who are here right now, but Amy, can you see, is my camera actually showing anything?
You were on briefly and then you disappeared.
Oh, there we go.
You might be coming back. There you are. Yep.
Okay. So you don't need to see me, but I want to introduce you. You'll hear from later Hamdil Chang, who was involved in our chapter for the past 4 years, and also Logan Walsh, who is involved in our chapter right now as an officer of the chapter. And I will turn the camera off and go instead to the slides that we have here. So let's see. As always is the case, now here I am with the slide. Maybe working, maybe it's not. We'll see in a second. How's everybody doing out there?
I think you can
Amy,
click,
can you hear me?
yeah, try slideshow from the start.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Let's just start it up now. with any luck. I have a blank screen. we've been trying this all morning and it's been working fine, but right now I have a blank screen. What do you see? Are you seeing a blank screen too? There we go. Maybe we'll try it again here.
Yeah, try right on the first screen, little button right on the left.
Yeah.
There you
go. I think it may be coming. It may be. So everybody, you can talk amongst yourselves while we work this out. Professional time. There we go. You see it now?
We can see the slides, yes. Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you. Let me just tell you a little bit about who we are, and that will give you a little bit of insight into maybe what you might be able to do with your chapter. As we're doing this, it's a really important thing to note that we're just telling you about our experience and that your experience might be very different. But about us, we're a small liberal arts college that's north of Boston. The fact that we're north of Boston is very convenient for some reasons that we'll talk about. But we are a small school. We only have about 35 or 40 chemistry majors from their first through their last year. And we graduate about 5 or 10 students a year. We really are a small school, really very much involved in the ways that green chemistry can revitalize our program and be very relevant for our students. And would allow me to do that. I'm so sorry. I thought everything was under control here. Excuse me?
Should we start presentation?
No, we don't need to do that. I don't think. Oi. Yeah. Sorry, everybody. It is the next slide. Oh, it is the next slide. Oh, it did go on to the next slide eventually. Okay, so we have about 15 active student members right now in our student chapter, and in a number of different majors. We have majors, naturally, biology majors, even psychology majors that are in our neuroscience minor. And in fact, right now, the current president of our student chapter happens to be a neuroscience minor. I am very happy to brag on the students that have been involved, because this hasn't been about me, it's been about them, that they have received commendable or outstanding awards from ACS since we revived about 5 years ago. And Green Chemistry Chapter Award is also something we've received at the time. And those are related, because if we're doing with green chemistry that is, sort of taking them to that next level of a commendable or outstanding chapter. Important part of what we do is thinking about engaging our community. And I don't know if you've ever had this experience of just walking up to somebody and saying, hello, I'm a chemist. But that can be kind of a scary conversation to have, because it can be really difficult to engage with people when you say, hi, I'm a chemist, because they think of chemistry as something that's either very difficult or maybe it's kind of scary. But green chemistry really allows us to engage the audience in a different way. It acknowledges that there's been some problems in the past because of chemistry, but it really focuses on the opportunities that we have for the future to make chemistry be safer for human health and the environment. And in fact, it's that phrase right there, chemistry that's safer for human health and the environment, that takes a dialogue that was difficult to have prior to thinking about green chemistry into something that is a hopeful, not a fearful conversation, and really gets people engaged. And so the question, as your student chapters are working on this, is to think about, are the students going to easily engage themselves in green chemistry? And I can tell you that that's a no-brainer. The students really get it before we do. And a really important thing is that it gives the students a voice. And the experience that we had here at Gordon College is maybe a little bit illustrative of that. And so I want to take just a moment to explain why the outreach that your group is doing now and why the outreach that you might do in the future is really, really important. And so I'm going to tell a little story that I refer to as the tale of Laura. Laura was a student of mine about 14 years ago, and she was a biology major who was very interested in environmental studies. And she came to me and said, Professor Levy, we need to talk about green chemistry at Gordon College. And frankly, I did not get it. This was 14 years ago, and at the time, the phrase green chemistry was very not well known, and I didn't know what that even meant that we would do. We, not long afterwards, started surveying students to ask them, what do you think green chemistry means? And we got lots of interesting answers, but none of them mentioned human health and the environment and doing things with safer substances. So green chemistry was a new idea for us. But Laura pushed, and when I said I don't think that's something that I need to do too much about, she pushed back and said, yeah, it is, you do. You actually do. And by listening to Laura, we were able to recognize that she was right, that this was something that we had to do. So you students who are listening on this webinar, you need to know how powerful you are. You might be bringing in ideas that your faculty don't know about and inspiring them to do new things that, that they hadn't even considered before. And your small group can have a really large impact in lots of different ways. You can have a large impact on your department, on your local community, wherever your school happens to be, and even beyond your local sphere. So, for example, for your department, you can be very helpful in terms of the recruitment that goes on in your department, recruiting new students. Our student chapter helps to participate in that, and certainly it's very useful when students come to our campus that we can tell them about what we do with green chemistry and give them a little bit of an inspiration to see beyond high school chemistry and what chemistry might be at the college level through what they might do with green chemistry. It's been fantastic for decor in our department because we have a theme now, and sometimes people roll their eyes and, you know, if somebody's asked a question, so what's the answer to this question, and they weren't quite listening, they sort of think the answer must be green chemistry because we spend some. It does give us a great esprit de corps and visibility as a department. So I don't think anybody ever brought a tour of visiting students through the chemistry department. Nobody pretty much knew what we did except for students and faculty who were engaged directly with the department. So if you like to fly under the radar and just kind of be sort of a little bit in your own zone without many people knowing about what you do, green chemistry engagement might not be the thing for you because people are going to want to know what you do. They're going to be excited about what you do, and it really will bring greater visibility to your entire department. It also is going to give you the ability to have impact in your community beyond your chemistry department. So, for example, we do two kinds of activities, and I'm going to let, in a little bit, Tom Buell and Logan will tell you specifically about those activities. But I kind of group them into two categories of outreach activities where we're going off our campus and doing things. And like I said, it's convenient for us that we live in the greater Boston region because we have the Boston Science Museum that we go out to and do activities, Boston's Children's Museum that we go out to and do activities, but also in-reach activities where we're bringing the community in to see us, into what we do, and hosting lectures with distinguished speakers that folks come into, things that we do at homecoming for our alumni and their families, things that we do for our current students, faculty, and their families, what we call Chemistry on the Quad, Science Cafe, that is something that we do just to be uplifting to the other students who have lots of lab courses, and all sorts of different activities. And also, you know, your groups can have a large impact on the world outside your locale. So by participating in ACS local meetings in your region, or regional ACS meetings, or even the ACS national meeting. Plus, we've been involved in projects where there's been a lot of different outreach beyond our region through different projects that we've worked on. And that could be something that would be useful for you as well. Really, green chemistry has been the natural theme for our student chapter since it revitalized. We call this the birth of GC squared. GC squared in that font is our logo, and that stands for Green Chemistry at Gordon College, and so GC squared. And really, it's been very important in reviving a chapter that was dormant. So we got the charter for our chapter back around 1990, and we were very involved for a while, but not unlike many student chapters, there comes a time of dormancy where the chapter becomes either very quiet or silent. And it was through green chemistry that our chapter did revive, and I'd like to let Hanbyul Chang tell you a little bit about that, since Hanbyul was part of the team that brought that revival back. So I'll pass it off to Hanbyul.
Hi, I'm Hanbyul. I'm a senior at Gordon College, graduating in May, and I came in 2011, and I had a very unique experience of being a part of ACS, our student chapter, since freshman year, and it was so special to me because I came in with a new professor, and he was also the advisor of the chapter, and we were all learning together about green chemistry. I hadn't heard about green chemistry before coming to Gordon, and learning together and really just being surrounded by people who were also very passionate about green chemistry was very exciting. And looking back, I think that was one of the most memorable moments at Gordon. And like Professor Levy was saying, when I was a freshman in 2011, we were just starting to get back to being more active, and green chemistry was a common theme. And the first thing that we did was we wanted to make green chemistry more accessible and available to everyone, and not just chemistry majors. We wanted everyone in the community at Gordon and off campus to know about green chemistry and to feel comfortable talking about chemistry and understand what green chemistry is. And the first thing we did was we started to use our ACS blog more often. We had our ACS blog before that, but we didn't really use it, so we appointed a person to be in charge of the blog, and we posted photos of all the events we did, and we posted things about information about green chemistry. And then we also host annual green chemistry lecture, where we host people from off campus who are working in the field of green chemistry. We had the director of EPA, Jenna McCarthy, and John Warner come and talk to us a couple years ago. And that lecture is open to everyone, so not only chemistry majors, but also other majors and students and faculty and staff, and just people from off campus will come and listen to the lectures.
Our slides aren't changing.
We also do different outreach activities. One of them is going into Boston to Boston twice a year, once during National Chemistry Week and the other on Earth Day. And at the museum, we do demonstrations to children who come and to like parents who are with the children. And those demonstrations are also focused on green chemistry. We do E-factor, also blueberry solar cells, and other demonstrations as well. Something new that we started last year was that we collaborated with the EPA to summarize abstracts that were submitted for the Presidential Green Chemistry Award. So the reason behind that project was so that the information on green chemistry is available to the public, so that they can understand what is going on in the green chemistry field, even if you don't have the education or the science background. So we were awarded, so the 4 years that I've been at Gordon, we have been awarded either Outstanding or Commendable Chapter Award every year, and also the Green Chemistry Award. So we would always send a group of students to the ACS national meetings and to give presentations and also receive those awards. So now Logan is the current vice president. So he'll be talking a little bit about what's going on currently.
Hi everybody. So I'm Logan. Like Hanbyul said, I'm the vice president of our student chapter, and I'm a sophomore here. And I came into Gordon College as a freshman not knowing anything about green chemistry. Never heard the term, but I didn't know what it meant. And now I kind of almost consider myself an expert because of how Professor Levy ingrains it into the curriculum everything he does is green chemistry related, and if it's not green chemistry, we don't do it, which is really great. But it does sometimes downfalls in that some of the cool, visually exciting demonstrations, like lighting things on fire, watching things explode, we don't do because they're not green. But we get around that in plenty of other different ways. So I'm just going to talk about a couple of things that we've been continually doing and some new things that we've done to keep our chapter revitalized and keep people interested. And one of the things we do is lectures off campus. We go to Harvard University. I've gone to Northeastern. And just hearing current research and things that are going on. And an annual lecture we go to is the Esalen Lecture, which is an award lecture. It is the highest award that the Northeastern section of the ACS can give. And in order to win that award, they have to have done research that is beneficial to the public. So we get to go hear about cutting-edge research that's beneficial. And we all go out to dinner beforehand. So it's a great opportunity to bond with each other, have some nice times together, and then go hear about research. So that's always a fun night out, and tomorrow we're going to the Esalen Lecture, so everybody's getting excited for that.
Come join us.
And two other events that we do, one is in the fall, and that is our Science Carnival that we do during homecoming weekend, and that is an outreach to visiting parents, their families, their kids, and we just do fun demonstrations, try and get kids interested in science, and show them how cool it can be and how it doesn't have to be anything to be scared of or anything. And we always have a lot of volunteers for that, and it's a great opportunity to help with that. And then in the spring, we do Chemistry on the Quad, which is more geared towards for the campus itself. So we mainly target current students and any professors and their families. And it's the same, it's more demonstrations designed to get people interested and explain more about what we do and just show them that we're here and that we do things that, just try and bridge the gap and get rid of some of the barriers between chemistry majors and everybody else. So that's a really important thing to do. And two new things we did this year, one of them was an undergraduate symposium at Bridgewater State University. And our purpose there, we were in collaboration with our organic chemistry class. We went there to try and spread the word about the green chemistry commitment and just show others that there are resources available if they want to green their chapter, and just start making other connections with schools and show them how they can green their chapter. That was a fun day out as well, hanging out with our friends and talking to people about research that they were doing. It's always good. And the last new event we did was Breaking Green at Beyond Benign. This was an event where local artists painted pictures of nice monsters, and the purpose behind this was to show that chemistry doesn't have to be mean and scary as is often perceived by the public, but it can be nice and beneficial and helpful. And so this was a wonderful night out. We got to talk to John Warner, Amy Cannon, some other people that were there. And the important thing here is not all of your events have to be academic related. This had no academic education, but it was still a fun night out talking about green chemistry. So you can do fun things like that that are still applicable and helpful for green chemistry. So those are just a couple of things we did, and now Professor Levy will take it over and close out.
Okay, so I guess one of the things that I really want to say is that each of you should know that you can do this. You can do it too. The activities that you've heard about from our group, I think they talked about 10 or 11 different activities that they've participated in. And you might hear some of those activities and say, I don't know if that would work at our school or not. But whatever it is that's going to work at your school, you can do it. What you need is some people that can help to organize those things who have a lot of enthusiasm and energy. And it really only takes 3 or 4 or 5 of those people to really get things moving. Often those people will end up being your chapter officers, and the ones that are just putting the extra amount of work in to get everybody involved. And then they bring in those other, like we have, 10 or 15 active people, and then another 10 or 15 that might be less active. But it's really that core of people with the enthusiasm. You add the energy of your own energy and the other students that work with you, and suddenly you've got these things working. You don't need a big budget to make very many of these things happen. In fact, we have a pretty small budget to make all this happen. You don't need to have an advisor who's huge into green chemistry. As Han Buell said, when they revived the chapter, the advisor didn't know anything at that time about green chemistry, and he was learning with the chapter. or even a department that's much into green chemistry. You just have to have some people who are catalytic people that have that interest themselves. And then you need to know that there are lots of resources to do it. I'm really glad that Jenny mentioned at the beginning some of the resources that are out there from the ACS Green Chemistry Institute. There's also lots of resources available from Beyond Benign, and there's also resources that are available from the other schools that are part of the Green Chemistry Commitment in your area. So there's Green Chemistry Commitment colleges and universities around the country, and there may very well be one in your region. If there isn't, that's fine, because all of us who are involved with the Green Chemistry Commitment would love to help you. And so reaching out to us as well as reaching out to Beyond Benign and the Green Chemistry Institute is great. And hopefully one of these days, maybe you'll be a Green Chemistry Commitment school that will be reaching out to others in your area. But it doesn't take a lot of people. It really takes that one person. And so I'm just going to sort of close out here with this slide about the power of one, and encourage each of you to think about being a Laura in your community. Think about the ability that you have to be that person that 14, 15 years from now, somebody will talk about, you know, when this person was here as an undergrad, they changed our institution. Because that's what Laura did. And it was just with her enthusiasm and her perseverance. You can do that too. You can inspire others to participate in what you're doing with green chemistry, and then your impact will be all over the place. It'll be on your peers, your faculty at your school, your department, your whole school, your community, and even the world. And I hope that as a young person out there that you want to make the world a better place. And it's really exciting for me to know that the students that are getting involved with these green chemistry chapters are doing that, and they're making the world a better place right now, not later in their careers or after they've got a PhD or something like that. You're making the world a better place right now through the things you do. And I'm really excited to hear what your schools will be doing down the road as you get more involved in green chemistry. So thanks very much for allowing us to participate. Sorry for any of the technical problems we had, and I'll pass it back to Amy.
Thank you so much, Irv. That was fantastic. Such a positive message there and very inspiring. It's always wonderful to hear how much students can do and you know, the power of a single student. So I am going to transfer the controls over to Ingrid Montes here, and I'm going to introduce her in the process here as well, too. So we're going to hear from one more chapter. So Dr. Ingrid Montes received a BS in chemistry and a PhD in organic chemistry from the University of Puerto Rico at Rio Piedras. She has taught chemistry at this institution. Yes, I apologize if I'm not pronouncing everything perfectly, so you can feel free to correct me, Ingrid. She's taught chemistry at this institution for 29 years, earning full professorship and tenure in 1998. Dr. Montes has two areas of current research, organometallic chemistry and chemical education. Besides her work at the university, Dr. Montes has been extremely active in leadership, governance, and programming at the national and state level, local level at the ACS. She currently serves as a director at large on the ACS Board of Directors. Dr. Montes is an ACS and IUPAC Fellow and has a number of awards recognizing her service and leadership for the ACS and in her work in chemistry education. She's published a number of publications and has authored over 200 presentations over her distinguished career as an educator and researcher. And for the past 25 years, Dr. Montes has been the faculty advisor of the ACS Student Affiliate Chapter. And this chapter has received 22 consecutive ACS Student Outstanding Awards and has been recognized as a Green Chemistry Chapter since its establishment. So these positions have enabled her to mentor and inspire thousands of students, most specifically Hispanic women, so very inspiring. So I'll hand it over to you, Ingrid. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Sounds great, yes.
Okay. Okay, can you see the camera?
Yes, we can. Hello.
Okay, hello. I just want to introduce Kinaicha Collazo, who is one of our student members. Kinaicha will be the next president for the student chapter, but I have to say that she has been very active since she was the president for the Chem Club in her high school. So you will know Kinaicha very soon. Today, I will share some activities that our chapter does that encourage the knowledge of green chemistry in our chapter members, school students, and general community. Moreover, I will also present one activity that fosters the interaction of the ACS chapters, chem clubs, with the local section and the younger chemist committee. To promote the interaction with our students and professors, we prepare a green chemistry bulletin board with the intention of create awareness to our members and students in general. We post the 12th principle as well as some common green tips that we can do in our house, work, or inclusive at our university to help with the conservation of natural resources. With this bulletin board, we evoke some of the 12 principles of green chemistry, such as preventing the waste, energy efficiency, and we have tips because we want to teach our students how to use other resources that are more eco-friendly than the actual petroleum energy sources. We have also included in our green chemistry educational mission that what we call the green tips or advice. This consists of a series of recommendations to be employed in our everyday life. From transportation tips intended to lower fuel intake and household modification proposed to save energy, we have made available a series of cost-efficient strategies aimed to benefit the individual energy consumption and, most important, lower their dangerous contribution of CO2 emission. Also, what has helped our members in a great way is that our chemistry department faculty is becoming committed in fomenting the importance of encouraging students as soon as they are freshmen to think in favor of our planet. Some posters have been prepared and are posted in different areas such as hall and the library. As well as many other chapters, we also coordinate some seminars in related topic to green chemistry, forum in environmental issues, especially some issues that are local problems in Puerto Rico. During the organic chemistry course, the course that I teach, the green chemistry concept is fully introduced. This has increased member participation and understanding what green chemistry stands for. I asked my students, which most of them are members of the chapter, to work in a team of 4 students to prepare an essay based in some environmental problem and reflect how the green chemistry principle will provide a solution to that problem. The top 2 essays are invited to discuss their essay in informal way, following a science cafe style. This activity has been well received by all students and promotes a very rich discussion about the topic. We also conduct some demonstration, for example, the ice cream make it yourself, which is a hands-on demonstration of homemade ice cream preparation. Students had the opportunity to make their own ice cream with a more green recipe. During the making of the ice cream, we explained to them that the commercial ice cream industry use other ingredients and processes which are not so eco-friendly, and they end as a waste. During Earth Day celebration, the university of students participate in a trivia contest with questions about green chemistry, recycling, and water conservation concepts And they receive some gift if they answer the trivia correctly. If they don't, then they get the correct answer we explain to them. And this is a good manner of teach green chemistry related concept in a non-formal and more relaxed manner. The activity presented in this session allow our members to be confronted by a more challenging climate where impacted people have more developed scientific knowledge and they are focused to develop a better knowledge in order to transmit the message correctly. The student member reflect a great satisfaction of having taught something to a fellow student. Achieving that the ACS student chapter reaches the goal to impact the college community has been one of the most inspiring accomplishments across the world. The School of Natural Sciences of the University of Puerto Rico at Rio Piedras has an overall better perspective of chemistry and its important science to the intervention of our chapter. Now, the second part of this presentation addresses the interaction with school students, and Kinaisha will present this part for you.
Thanks, Professor. When we visit schools, we provide some hands-on demonstrations related to energy. Among the most popular are Powerhouse, Sustainable Living in the 21st Century, Fuel Cell 10, Car and Experiment Kit, and Ice Cream Make It Yourself. For the demonstrations, we choose to show the students and other attendees how environmental-friendly materials for energy purpose help lower current energy consumption and lower the contribution of CO2 emissions. In every occasion that the demonstrations were carried out, the volunteers were very satisfied with the public's reaction and commitment to find other ways of generating a greener approach of energy. We felt that with these demonstrations, we were able to influence the daily lives of those who attended the events and surely their family and friends. Now, because middle and high school students showed a lot of interest in green chemistry activities, we decided to make something different where all the Chem Club students could meet, learn new chemistry concepts, and get involved with green chemistry initiatives. That's how our last activity involving Chem Club's participation was the second Chem Club's Congress, Nature and its Chemistry. It was on Friday, March 13 of this year, and for the main activity we had the pleasure to receive Dr. Mary Kirchhoff, the Director of the ICS Education Division and founder of the 12 Green Chemistry Principles. She gave the plenary lecture Chemistry for the Planet, where she presented examples of green chemistry and how the green chemistry technologies make important contributions to sustainability by reducing the need for hazardous solvents, using safer chemicals, and decreasing energy consumption. She also talked about the Presidential Green Chemistry Challenge Award and its purpose to recognize and promote innovative chemical technologies that accomplish pollution prevention through source reduction and that were useful to the industry. She also tells us about the need to educate students about green chemistry, particularly its role in achieving sustainability becomes increasingly important as the growing population of the planet places more demands on the resources of Mother Earth. In the Chem Club's Congress, we received near 150 students and more than 40 teachers, volunteers of our chapter, and faculty professors. Besides Dr. Mary Kirchhoff's talk, workshops were also provided to participants so they could share their STEAM experiences and interests with students and professors. The workshops related to nature were given by college professors that, not even belonging to ACS, were very eager to collaborate with our Congress. There you see some of the workshops were solar energy and solar cells, sensitized by dye. And then you can see the other titles of the workshops. This Congress was a great activity. It was full of motivated and committed students with the science and really interested in learning. We were glad to teach and educate our future scientists and professionals in this Congress.
Thank you, Kinaisha, for your nice presentation. And now, the last part of this presentation, I will present an activity known as Green Chemistry Fashion Show that promotes the interaction between Chem Clubs, all student chapters in Puerto Rico, the local section, and the Younger Chemists Committee. This activity, hosted by the Puerto Rico local section Younger Chemists Committee, is inspected by members and non-members. It recognizes and gratificates volunteers during the year. The popular Green Chemistry Fashion Show included 3 winners in each category, Chem Clubs and Student Chapter, for their incredible costume of recycled material. Magazines, newspaper, cardboard, plastic bag, cans, among others, with a huge spice of creativity. Green chapters are also recognized, and the activity finished with a huge party where people dance and sang until the end. The fashion design competition is about promoting the ideals of sustainable resource use, achieving a small eco footprint, and showcasing local style and design talent in Puerto Rico. Designers are also encouraged to document their artistic process using various forms of media, such as photography, video, and written description of their inspiration, source of material, and aspect of green chemistry. The Green Fashion Show is an event that has grown through the years. We have reached the participation of about 7 Chem Clubs and 10 student chapters that has submitted their fabulous design. In the first edition, we only got 5 designs and gave the enthusiasm to develop different seasons, where in the last one, 32 designs were submitted to select the winners. I hope that these activities, the presented activities, provide you some new ideas, and I just want to support what you've already said. You can do the difference, and you can do very easy. You have wonderful students full of enthusiasm that can help you to achieve the goals of having more education about green chemistry. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much to both of you. This has been fantastic. Thanks so much to our panel. I'm going to take questions, so please feel free to type any questions into the chat box. Type them in as we're going. And I'm also going to announce the winner of our of the Green Chemistry book, and that is Alexander Goranov from Ramapo. So Alexander, you'll be receiving an email from us and of your choice of book, and so congratulations. Okay, so I have a couple questions here that, oh yeah, and I'm also going to take back the controls here too. So, and here we are. Okay, so thank you again to our panelists and also to the students who joined. That was fantastic. So we have one question here that came in, and I believe this is for you, Jenny. How many, well, yes, it is for you, Jenny. How many student chapters are typically awarded each year at the spring meeting? And I don't know if you have an estimate, but how many are repeat each year?
Yeah, great. We actually have an increased number each year, which has been really great. So when I first started a couple years ago, we had about 75, and now we're up over 90. So, every year it grows. We get more and more chapters that are doing green chemistry activities and applying for the award. And we have quite a few that are repeat. Irv and Ingrid's group are repeats, and I think we have I can't remember the exact number, but I could send it to you if you're interested, if you just shoot me an email. But there are quite a few that are repeats, so we have several that are are very excited about green chemistry in particular, and as Irv and Ingrid have talked about, it's really a great way to revitalize the chapter and bring in different people who maybe wouldn't have been involved before.
That's great. Yeah, awesome. Great, and I've got one that's probably either for Irv's group or Ingrid. What are some of the best green chemistry demos that you have done? You know, because there was a mention of things that avoid fires and explosions. So what are some of the best green chemistry demos that you guys have done that excite students?
Irv here. I can say, well, we've used the BlackBerry solar cell, which is part of the Beyond Benign suite of activities, which has always been kind of a really fun one and very visible one. And we've also done one that jumps into my head, and then I'll let the students answer. But one that jumps into my head is using liquid CO2 extraction of citrus peel, because everybody knows that dry ice is carbon dioxide and that you breathe out carbon dioxide, but very few people have seen liquid carbon dioxide. And so it's a really simple activity that you can use dry ice to actually liquefy the dry ice. You see the liquid carbon dioxide, and you see it actually extract something from the peel as a safer extracting solvent. But how about you guys, Logan and Hanbeel? Do you have a favorite specifically green activity?
Well, I guess one that jumps out to me is ocean acidification, which is actually a really easy one to do. It's just salt water and phenolphthalein or dibromo blue, which are just indicators, and you put the phenolphthalein in the salt water and it turns pink, and then you have the kids blow bubbles and it changes to clear. So kids love color change, and it's a great way to explain sort of why green chemistry is important, relating it to global warming and ocean acidification. So that's one that's my favorite.
Do we have a favorite? You can pass.
Yeah.
But I have to say, I was really, as I was hearing Ingrid talk, that fashion show idea sounds like a really great idea. That's something we had never thought about, anything like that. I'd like to hear what some of their other activities are.
Okay, I would like to add something. If you want to address a more elementary school audience in terms of demo, you can use the magic noodles, which are sustainable, are made from cornstarch, and try to explain the kids about the packing materials that are not so good in terms of, you know, that they will become trash. And if you use the magic noodles, you can see something that is water soluble, and you can teach them some of the principles. But this is a different audience.
Right. That's fantastic. Yes, I was loving the fashion show as well. I can see some, you know, PLA recycled material dresses that you would then hydrolyze later to make cleaning, you know, to make a cleaning solvent. I have a question here for Dr. Montes. Can you please repeat how making ice cream is green chemistry, or can be related to green chemistry?
Okay. Well, for example, to do the ice cream, homemade ice cream, you only use milk, sugar, or you can add chocolate or whatever you want to add. That's another point. But you only use ice and salt. So you can do by yourself with your hands, and you are not using any energy. When you buy ice cream, it's produced through a different process, a very complicated and fancy process, and energy is used as well as many other ingredients. So it's very easy to do. It says handmade.
Right. Yeah.
Ice cream.
Great. That's wonderful. So we're closing in on the end of the hour. I did sort of have a comment, you know, that came in, you know, that's directed at you. It seems, Ingrid, there seems to be great participation at your ACS chapter and a lot of engagement by the students, and they're basically wondering, where does this level of engagement come from? You're inspiring many students down there.
I have to say that the student also inspired me. I think that we have a great chapter, a very mature chapter, and very great leaders. And I think that Irv say something that is very important. You only need one, and that could do a difference. If you have a highly motivated student, will be enough to start others to be motivated.
Great. Well, that's a great message, I think, to close with. Thank you so much to our panelists, Jenny, Irv, Ingrid, and you students who are hugely inspirational in the next generation here. So thank you so much. Just a few closing thoughts on the slide here. We are taking the summer off for our webinar series, and we'll be starting up again in the fall. So if you want to be notified about any upcoming webinars, then just join our mailing list. We don't send out any too many emails. And do remember that for students specifically, that deadline that Jenny mentioned for the NSF Student Travel Scholarship, a great opportunity to participate in the annual conference. And then any recordings and supporting documents will be posted on our website at the link below. So thank you so much. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Go change the world, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.